Now, with plans to relax some lockdown restrictions in the coming weeks, it means more people may be heading out to the Lake District Fells. If you've been exercising close to home, perhaps you're desperate to get back to the national park. Well, my next guest is going to tell us how we can do that safely. Julia Knight is from the charity Lyme Disease UK. Welcome to the show, Julia.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
So, this week is Tick Bite Prevention Week. Does the Lake District have a high population of ticks that can cause Lyme disease?
Yes, it definitely does. But it's good to keep in mind that not all ticks are infected, but they don't carry a little label saying if they are or not. So the best thing is to prevent a tick bite in the first place.
How can we do that, Julia?
Okay, so the most important thing, number one, is to be aware. Because if you're aware, the knowledge comes second. So know they're there and the things that you can do to prevent it. Because in the case of Lyme disease, prevention is much better than cure. Because if it's not diagnosed quickly, it can cause a very insidious illness that can go on for a long time. So we want to prevent a bite. So the best thing is to, when you're out and about, wear insect repellent. If you're a particularly outdoorsy person and camping and, in the countryside for a few days, you can treat outdoor clothing to prevent ticks getting into your clothing. The best thing is to wear long sleeves and long trousers. We know in England we love a bit of sunshine and we're all getting our flip-flops and shorts, but please don't if you're going into that sort of environment. A good tip is to tuck your trousers into your socks. Sounds a bit extreme, but it works because ticks like to, when they get on you, they sit on blades of grass looking for somebody or something to go along that's a meal. They like to sort of, you brush through the grass, a tick gets on you, and they like to climb up to nice warm places. So tuck your trousers into your socks. Stick to pathways and avoid long grass because that's where they'll live. Long grass, bracken, especially when the weather's been damp because they like moist environment. The other good thing to do is do a thorough tick check when you get home. If you've got a partner or somebody else in the family, get them to check the bits you can't see. Very important for children, if you've got children, because ticks, because children are smaller, obviously they've not got as far to climb, and they like to get into the hairline of children, behind ears. So do check yourselves and your children thoroughly. And also, if you've got pets, get some advice from your vet about tick prevention treatment and check your pets thoroughly every day for ticks.
Julia, some super advice there. Thank you. So check thoroughly pets, kids, yourself, because they can get anywhere. They can get about, and they're quite small, aren't they? They're not always obvious.
They can be, especially early spring. So where we are now, they can be as small as a poppy seed. So they're not instantly, people just don't see them. They don't realise they've had a tick bite, which is one problem, because they just don't see them. They grow as they feed, but then they'll just fall off. It's really difficult. Many people have a tick bite and they never know that they've been bitten, not only because they're tiny, but because the tick bite is painless. They rarely itch or hurt. The tick has something like a local anaesthetic, we would describe it as, when it bites you. So you're not going to feel it. So it's really important to be aware if you're in that sort of environment. Ticks have been found in the UK, all over the UK, but you are in a high area. It's really important to be aware. The other thing is know how to, if you do get a tick bite, you find the tick on you, know how to remove it safely. And that's with either something called a tick tool that you can get from country shops, vets, or a pair of fine tip tweezers. Our website will, if anybody wants to know, go to our website, We're on all the social media platforms. Make sure that you know how to remove one safely. Keep one in your first aid kit if you're out and about. And, you know, the most important thing is if you find a tick on you, to remove it as soon as possible, as soon as you find it.
Really appreciate that advice, and because we don't want to scaremonger. We want people to be able to enjoy beautiful Cumbria and the Lake District, but there's lots you can do just to take extra precautions.
Absolutely,
there.
yeah.
I mean, I was reading about this. So, like, one of the world's biggest superstar, Justin Bieber, the Canadian pop singer, right? He revealed he has Lyme disease, and tell us a bit about it, because he said it's been a rough couple of years. Just tell us a bit about Lyme disease and what it can mean.
So Lyme disease is a bacterial infection. It's caused, the bacteria is called Borrelia, which is a little spiral-shaped bacteria. But if people are diagnosed and treated quickly, they can go on to have no ongoing problems. The problem is when you don't know you've been bitten, and some people will not become ill straight away. And, if the infection is left, probably as in Justin Bieber's case, it's very difficult to treat. And it can cause all sorts of symptoms which are confusing for a doctor to try and diagnose, because you're not linking it to, I've had a bite and this happened. If people don't know they've been bitten. So go back to the beginning. Prevention, awareness is key.
Julia Knight, thank you so much for chatting to us this afternoon. Julia is from the charity Lyme Disease UK. Some super advice there. Prevention is key as, lockdown restrictions ease. Folk will be going out and about. These pesky ticks love a bit of grass, and they love the Lake District, so do take care. Let me know if you've had Lyme disease and how it was for you, or if you've experienced this and getting the ticks out quickly. I know it's not a pleasant thought. But if you want more information, lots of advice and tips, head to the Lyme Disease UK website.